Okay, welcome to a Wednesday Shiur Torah. We're here to, so it's funny, we were just talking about this. My wife's starting to do classes in 2 weeks from now.
For the woman?
Yeah.
Really?
So listen. Yeah, for women and girls that want to get married and so on and so forth. So we were discussing what are we gonna learn? What are we gonna teach? Because her giving a class means me needing to prepare her. It's a double job. People don't understand this, right? So we said let's do the shalom. She said let's do the shalom bayit route. No, I said no way, because it doesn't help.
What do you mean it doesn't help?
I'll explain to you.
Waste of time, no.
Growth and peace of family depends on one thing and one thing only. It depends if the person themselves wants to have a good life, which means they have to work on themselves. If you're always emphasizing everything you learn that you have to fix the other person, dynamics of another person, in your mind when you live, what happens? It's always about the somebody else.
What do you think?
And that's the worst thing you can do, because there's never change or growth. A person has to understand that they need change. You're not perfect. You're never going to be perfect until you start to emulate HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is perfect. When your role model is God, whatever that means, then you can be like God. But if your role model is just to get a nice car and a nice suit and a nice this, then your role model is what? Tavot. And then it's all about the posts and it's all about who's looking at me, and that's never any growth. So same thing over here. Why are we learning this specifically? Because this has to do with self-growth. Because until you as a person don't want that, you'll never change. Ever. Maharaya, people go to Shalom Bayit classes for 30 years. 30 years, Habibi. They went to every single shot. How come there's no change in their life? Because they themselves think they're perfect.
So why are they going to shear?
They're doing it. They're going for their spouse.
So what's the point of the Shabbat that you lose?
You heard that?
Because one's class initiated.
And each one's going for the other. And say, you heard what the rabbi said? Oh, you heard what the rabbi said?
Listen.
That's Yitzki Sad. That's Yitzki Sad. Instead of saying I'm going for myself because I want to be a ben adam,
What's the point of the marriage?
I want to be a mensch, I want to be this, no. So what do we tackle in the marriage in the Shabbats that we do? We don't tackle a situation of a couple. We tackle an individual. That's why everything is based on what? Individuality.
So why can't a girl she also be individuality?
She is, but she'll never realize that until she comes to her own senses. A woman is malchus. Malchus only thinks about itself. But the only thing is different about Malchus, it cannot survive by itself. It needs other energies in order to live.
What does it mean Malchus only thinks about itself?
So aren't men more selfish?
What is Malchus? What does that mean?
Surface level, that just doesn't...
Aren't men more selfish than women?
Are men more selfish?
I think women are more selfish.
Absolutely. Men bateva are givers.
You said that last
Women bateva, the takers.
We said men batava, they want to be left alone. They don't want to deal with anything. They want to be, they're overindulgent.
So I'll explain to you. Men bateva have their own aura. They have their own energy. Women, what does a woman do? Give her a house, she'll make it a home. Give her a seed, she'll make you a child.
Give her food.
Give her products, and she'll make you a meal.
Multiply it.
She takes the energy that you give, and she creates it into a tangible, living thing.
Give her garbage, you give me more.
Understand? What does that mean? In her mind, if she feels mentally that she's not getting it, then what does she do? She spits back at you
Venom.
whatever she thinks that she's getting.
Oh,
now
she take whatever she gets, she spits it back in your face.
So I'll explain to you what I mean. How come this doesn't work in regular things? For example, let's say food. If I bring up my wife groceries, there's so much things you can do with the groceries, right? If I give her a house, I say make it into a home. There's so much you can do out of a home. Emotions is based on what? It's based on yourself, how you're going to interpret it right now. right now my wife's complaining. I have two options right now. Either I'm gonna say, grow up, figure it out, or I can let her vent, pretend that I care.
Pretend.
In your cases, yes, because you guys don't care. Pretend that you care, give her a good word, make her feel good, and now she took that whole emotion, now she's gonna be positive with it.
Don't they sense that you don't care though?
Yeah,
They
you
sense
fake
it.
it.
They smell it.
Is it fake it?
You know, like German shepherds, they have the best.
Nah, I'm
Of course, if
No,
your
no, no,
if
my G.
I'll tell you, I'll explain to you. If your face is
And you do that all the time.
like if you have an emotionless focus, if you have an emotionless face, then yeah, even the dead person will sense it. But if you use with compassion, of course the point is for you to care. My wife at this point in my life, when she complains or she has something to say, I actually care. So I don't want her to feel that. But in the beginning of every person is different. Every person is different. Every person is different. It depends how much you invest, how much you put, how much you want. Okay?
Okay.
Now, can we get to learning, or do you have another question?
You explain malchut. What does that mean?
I
What
think
is
that
it? They
was-
want to be
that
about
was a
themselves.
tangent, no?
This question.
No, that's what it is. A malchus, kingdom, a king is only as powerful as his kingdom. If he's a king of farmers, then what kind of king is he? No, whatever, simple. But if he's a king of warriors, what does it make him? A conqueror. It's two different things. So too is a woman. She's malchus.
Her neshama, you mean?
Her teva, her nature, who she is. That's who she is. She's malchus. That's why a woman. What does it say in Eshet Chayil? Ateret ba'ala. She's the crown of her husband. That's messed up. Why should she be the crown? Because the crown doesn't need to do anything. It just needs to be there. When a man feels that he needs to show off his wife, that means his wife is a very low level. Because she doesn't need to be shown off. Her presence is all that matters. But if you feel now you have to do certain things for her presence to be more noticed, there's something wrong. Do you understand? That's called being a queen. Queen walks in the room and everyone's silent. You understand? That's called ateret ba'ala, the crown of her husband. Now you have to ask, how do I make that happen? For that, we need to first learn Torah.
It's years now.
No, that's an excuse. It takes a second.
So what is your wife going to teach?
It takes a second. We're still working on it, but it's going to be in 2 weeks. Right when we get back from Eretz Yisrael.
What day? What day?
It's going to be Tuesdays.
Tuesday?
It's my wife said first I have to go to Eretz Yisrael, I have to pray by the Kotel, and then we'll she's very into that. Her mazal, when she goes to Eretz Yisrael, always something big happens. It's like, this is her thing. She has this thing.
Kids.
What?
Kids
What about them?
coming also.
No, they're staying home.
Wow.
Kids don't go on vacation.
There is no vacation. Vacation is for them to be at home. That's their vacation.
Gosh. So what's the next topic?
Let's get into it.
Shuva.
Keda'ita. Right now we're going to talk we're getting into what is a korban, what is a sacrifice. And why is this important? Because now that we don't have the Beit HaMikdash, right? Since we don't have the Beit HaMikdash, we in our tefillah, when we pray, we substitute everything. That means whatever the Kohen does in the Beit HaMikdash, we substitute it. That's why it's so important to read korbanot. If a person doesn't read korbanot, he's missing the whole avodah. Because it's all a build-up.
Wow.
From Hodu and on, it's all a meditation process. From the Shem Yechud, Hareini Mekabal Alai Mitzat Aseh, until the end of Rabbi Ishmael, is all a Maisediga thing. How do we see this? The whole Korbanot, look at it. Sacrifice of Yitzchak Avinu, the love towards that you have to Hashem, and then goes the Ketoret, lighting the candles, and then goes the Korbanot. Why that process? Because that's what we have to do every single day.
Why isn't it emphasized?
It's not emphasized because people, we came into, how I said, the Yeshiva Shel Mahalach, the Mahalach of the Torah Olam, is to come in, say Rabbi Shmuel, say Kaddish, and get to, and the faster we're out of shul, the better the minyan is. The faster it is, the better it is. Now, there's a big difference between fast and skipping, and fast and saying everything word for word. There's procrastination and there is no procrastination. Over here, we try not to procrastinate, but we do everything from the beginning till the end.
Well, there are many.
If you guys have a minyan, you have a minyan.
Let's do it.
Pay for that.
Yeah, you guys have a minyan. You guys should do it. Okay? So a person should understand. You have to start from the Shem Yechud, and you should go on. Even on Shabbat, that we start here at Hodu at 9 o'clock. I'm here already at 8. I'm here at 8 o'clock, first of all. But already at 8:45, I already start the Shem Yechud. Why? So at least someone should say Korbanot. Whoever finds it, of course, it takes with years of maturity. When someone gets more mature, he starts to understand that he should come and say Korbanot to the whole thing. Utra mikvah, of course, it gives them a sense of. Don't forget, the habits you built now are the things your kids will see.
Sing?
We'll see. If they see Tati running late and first looking to be don joie before he comes to shul and the whole 9 yards, then what happens? The kid in his mind is what? First I have to be don joie. I have to be all put together, and then I come to Beit Knesset with the watch like that, coming out, ooh. So what happens to the kid? The kid becomes what? Because of the fuk. Who's an idiot? Why an idiot? He doesn't care about Hashem. But if the kid sees in his whole surrounding, yes, my father likes these things, but still he makes sure to be in Beit Knesset on time. He goes to learn. He goes to daven. For him, his tefillah is the most important thing. Tefillah is more important in this generation than learning Torah. Because Torah, there is an abundance of it.
There is what?
An abundance. Abundance. We never had a generation where they learned so much Torah. Ever. We have very few Beit Knesset that actually daven.
What does that mean? How do we know that tefillah is the greater Torah?
Because when Rabbi, after the temple was destroyed, the tikkun, the fixing of the world is done through tefillah and not through Torah, because it's too lofty. Yeah, no, learning Torah is the highest thing. Don't get me wrong.
The Torah playing club.
Yeah, Torah is the highest thing. I want you to think that you're getting confused here. Torah is the ultimate thing. But the greatest to do the birurim, to sift out the good and the bad, is done through tefillah. That's why in this generation, until Mashiach comes, we're all like the Kohen Gadol. Because we're all davening the same way that he would do. What happens when we take it lightly? We fall. It's like tefillah has to be number one. Always. Hachana la tefillah. How do I get prepared? I'm talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Melech Malchei Melachim, to the point that the shul, the Beit Knesset, al pi halacha, has more stringencies than a Beit Medrash. Shul, you can't talk. What is this in Chazar people talk? In Chazar, you have to with your finger go word for word, follow along the Chazan, because you didn't finish your tefillah yet. Your tefillah depends on the Chazan. Is something called a zivug. You need a connection, right?
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
So why did I understand like the pure world they have people that are just becoming about Shuvahs called for Chazanut? Because our tefillah is dependent on the Chazan.
Correct.
And we have 14, 15-year-olds that are just coming back on praying for the.
Really, a Chazan has to be someone that's Bal Yirat Shamayim and the whole 9 yards.
Married.
Married, he has to have a beard and so on and so forth. Look at the Shulchan Aruch. You're right. Yeah, it's very important. All these things are very important. But unfortunately, the mahalach of the world didn't, because we adapted the Lithuanian derech, which is huge unfortunate. Not that we have anything against the Lithuanian.
Because they're more about embarrassment of Muslims?
No, because
Not embarrassed.
they're more about quote unquote Talmud Torah.
Meaning?
Let's just finish fast. Let's just get back to the Gemara. Let's get back to the learning. Even Rav Avadia said you can't do Hoichik Kedusha.
Yeah, why did you do that? That's a kedusha.
You know, Rav Avadia was very against it. And he was a big matman.
Even if you're late, it doesn't matter.
Do the whole thing. It's a zivug. It's a whole. Because since we don't understand what we're doing, we have a sickness in this generation. We don't know what we're saying. If you would know what you're saying, you would not let go of this ever in your life.
How is it a sickness? It's a lack of education.
Okay, so that's a sickness. Right? It's like when a person comes and says, "Why do I need this kind of this that?" You're like, you're sick in the head. That's why you don't understand it. What do you mean? Look at this button. Look how this button's gonna match these lines. You don't want the line. You don't want the line of the button to coexist. To coexist with the. You don't want that pop. That pop is that stitch. You don't want that like orange pop and that blue suit, right? That wow, look at that pop, right? Right. Now we're talking language, right? And then forget about it. You go like this just to stretch, and you have a whole different coloring. Wow, right? You don't understand because you're no fashion. You're crazy, right? So on and so forth. Same thing in tefillah. When a person comes just to come, he's bakosh, you're running into Beit Knesset to learn a daven, and you're like looking at him like you're sick. And then you cry, Hashem, I need. What do you mean you need? If you need, you come here early. Before going to a court case for a driving ticket, if you go, you shake for one day. What's the judge going to say? How is he going to act?
Especially if you have no lawyer.
And now you're going to pray to God. Melech Malchei Amlachim. Do you don't understand what I'm telling you? You have pure connection to who? To the Ein Sof. To God Himself. And instead of being b'yirah or b'pachad, how are we? God's my boy. What kind of nonsense is this? This is late Zanut.
Some people can't really function on fear. Some people, if their mind is trembling, like they can't.
You're not trembling because you're scared he's gonna punish you. It's a fear of respect, of awe, of not embarrassing. That's what it is. It's different. Like it's imagine standing in front of your father after you did something wrong, right? You function good there?
You're waiting for the smack, right?
You function good, right? You're nafasiyah. You are like this. You're functioning well, if you ask me. Same thing. When you daven, you have to have yira. Okay, let's continue. Let's learn something a little bit. You ready? Don't take anything personal. Okay. ועכשיו, and now, שאין לנו קורבן, we don't have sacrifices. להפקיד רצון מeh, right? התעניות הוא במקום הקורבן. Since we don't have Hashem, we can't go and show that love towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So what did the rabbis tell us? They teach us that you fasting is instead of a korban. And that's why the Zohar HaKadosh says, and also halacha, a person shouldn't eat before davening. Why? You shouldn't eat before davening or drink a coffee. Why? Even though they have the coffee machine. Why?
Drink coffee.
Milk.
It's allowed, no?
Only water.
It's not so simple. Why? Why?
One second.
Calm down. Relax. You're too excited. You saw him? You saw him drink coffee?
I heard a shot Sunday. He used to drink coffee before davening.
You know what kind of coffee?
Turkish coffee, no?
With milk?
Bro, he was chewing the beans, bro.
No, the milk is the kasha.
With milk?
No sugar, no brown sugar.
With milk?
Black coffee's one.
Wait, I said with milk?
I think so.
No. First of all, you never drink Turkish coffee with milk. That's number one. With sugar?
I don't know.
I'm telling you. I was there.
You saw?
Wow.
What?
He had regular
Fine
black,
Vital?
regular black coffee. No, I didn't. I was not there. It's
Joking,
quote unquote.
bro.
Wow.
I learned enough of his.
How-
I learned enough of his farm to even tell you that even that he didn't drink.
So what is
But why not? What's the issue?
Why? Because we're learning. Because as when you fast, you yourself is like the korban. How? Let's learn how. כמו שכתוב בגמרא, זה גמרא. גמרא בעצם. שיהיה מיעוט חלבי ודמעי שנתמעט כאילו הקרבתי לפניך. What does it say in the Gemara? May it be your will that my fat and my blood that is getting diminished through fasting be like a sacrifice offering to you. Because what happens when you do a korban? What do you have to burn? You always have to burn. You always have to, ashes is already burned. You always burn the fats and the blood.
Limbs?
Not in all korbanot, but what's always burned? The fats and the blood. When a person fasts, what happens to his body? His fat content goes a little lower and his blood becomes thicker.
Your blood burn or blood spring?
What?
It's
What?
both.
Fat.
It's both.
After the sprinkling, right?
They sprinkle some and then there's blood there. They throw it into the fire.
Fasting is like eating a korban.
It's healthy to fast now? What are you trying to say?
Absolutely not. I'm not talking about health right now.
No, because you said fats become thin.
What does fasting do to the
What?
korban?
So the Gemara says, I'm going to say it again. If you guys will pay attention, stop talking, you guys will hear. When a person, the Gemara says that instead of going to the Beit HaMikdash and slaughtering animals, which is impossible now, us fasting is instead. Why is it saying that? Let's say someone does a very bad sin. Forget about davening right now. Someone does a bad sin. What did the
Receive.
rabbis tell you? What did the rabbis tell you? You have to fast. Why? Because the fast is like doing what?
Korban.
A korban. Why? Because when you fast, what happens to your body? You start to burn fat and renew and thicken your blood. Same thing that would be when
Give a korban.
you're like giving a korban. Let's get deeper into it. It's not so. It doesn't just the surface is. This is just the surface
So
level.
nowadays a person should fast to do tikkunim.
That's what we do. We
Shavim,
fast. We
yeah,
give
shavim.
tzedakot and stuff like that. Of course.
Rabbi, all that blood gets, all that thing gets burned on the fire that's on the Mizbeach,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Isn't Torah the best cleanser for these things, or
Yeah,
better
yeah.
to fast?
It's the best cleanser.
Better to fast or better to learn?
Better to fast and learn. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be very straightforward with you. Unfortunately, we're mixed up with a lot of different hashkafot due to our experience of yeshivot. We Sfaradim follow derech Rabbeinu Ari HaKadosh. That's our derech. That's who we all mikabel. That's who we mikabel. That's why all Sfaradim have one nusach. We have one nusach. That's the nusach of the Ari. Ashkenazim have like 50 different nusachs. The Shla, Sfard,
Gra.
Ashkenaz, the girl, all different nusachs. I don't know from where we adapted one. That's why you go to any Sephardi shul, you take any of the Sidur, you'll be able to go along with it. Any, doesn't make a difference. Which diaspora, from Morocco, Syria, Bukhara, Persia, whatever it is, you can take a Sidur and you'll be able to find it and daven. Because we follow one derech, which is who? The derech of Rabbeinu Hari HaKadosh. Rabbeinu Hari brings
Is there
down.
any yeshivas that follow the Ari and Sephardi yeshivas?
We all do. Ben Ishchai, everything. The whole, even Rav Ovadia, he holds what? That when it comes to dinei of tefillah, we go according to who? Rabbeinu Hari. He puts away he puts away the Shulchan Aruch. He says Rabbeinu Hari. You know the Beit Yosef, which nusach he davened in? Ashkenaz. That's what they had. We follow Rabbeinu Hari. End of story, Rabbi Say.
So 1 second, the Mizrach is not Ari, it's less Kabbalah.
Edut HaMizrach is Rabbeinu Hari. The Lubavitchers came and they said the Balatanya took, I think, 48 Sidurim and he matched and he went through all of them and he made a new Nusach which is almost identical, besides maybe 5 places. It is almost identical to the Nusach Sephardi, which is Rabbeinu Hari. It's practically identical.
The Chabad one?
Yeah.
What's it called?
What's the siddur called? Tilas Hashem. It's practically, they call it Nusach Hari because the Balatani came and he went through all the Sfarim and he said this is the way it is. But it's practically Sfard is not. That's what the Hasidim
So
dominate.
Lubavitchers follow the Ari?
They claim that they follow the Ari. We have the Masorah, they have the study.
But the Hasidim go to Mikvah, they do like literally Arizal stuff, no? So
We also did.
Aren't they close to
We
the
also
Ashkenaz?
did.
They're close
We
to-
also did until who came? Until the Litayim came and they made everyone crazy.
which is Ashkenazim, right?
Looks like.
Yeah. We also, 1 second, we also used to go to the mikvah in the mornings.
They used to do it before, the time used to do it all the time.
We used to go to the
what was
mikvah.
the
We
point?
all had beards. We all looked like Yehudim. This is a new thing. This is from communism. We all had it. I have pictures of my great grandfather with a full-fledged beard. A picture, not a painting, an actual picture. We were all tzaddikim, gemurim. It's only this new generation that doesn't have an an, a ben, and we're all trying to find ourselves. It's sad. You need to have a Sephardi pride. We don't have it anymore,
What was the
unfortunately.
point you were trying to say before about Hashkapas?
So Rabbeinu Hari brings down different tikkunim for different avirot that we did. And in none of them does it say Talmud Torah. He brings fasting, he brings tzedakot, he brings different things a person should do. That's what a person should do. Is learning Torah great? Yeah, because you can never go up in a level without learning Torah. You have to learn Torah. No one's, God forbid, disqualifying learning Torah. I don't know why people think that. But don't lie to yourself to say learning Torah is the best while you're mevatling 90% of the time. Don't do that. If you're a shakdan like Rav Azai, if you're a shakdan like Ben Azai and learning 24/7, madam, quiet. If you're like Rav Ovadia that can't move away from a sefer, I understand. You're 90% of the time you're mevatling. What are you telling me? Who are you lying to? If you do oseg be'tzirchei tzibur, if you're a person of the people, you run, you do, and if you fast, you're not going to be able to function properly in order to do certain things that people are relying on you. Understood. But if you're a guy that's a regular guy and you do shtuyot, you did averot, you gotta fix it. Don't lie to yourself. That was our derech from the beginning of time until today. We always did this. Suddenly we became Oibra Chachams. You know the Chafetz Chaim, you know what he writes in one of his farm? You know he writes you can't shave and cut your peot? You know he left it in a will for his kids and his grandkids until the end of time, not to shave and take off their peot, not to trim their peot. I was in a yeshiva with one of the great grandkids of the Chafetz Chaim. I went to yeshiva with him. He had a beard and he had peot. And I even think he davened Nusach Ari, which is like Chiddush, I think.
Why? Because Chafetz Chaim was regular Ashkenaz?
He was Ashkenazi. Regular. Why? Why so machbid? Why? Because there's so much things that we don't know. Since we don't learn halacha, we look at everything chafif. Chafif. If you would learn halacha, really, you would see such an isur 90% of the things that we do. Understand? And b'di'evet. That's why you have to go to Masorah. Our Masorah is to be b'derech Sfaradi. There's nothing wrong with it. We're not discriminating Ashkenazim. Chas shalom. We love them. They're our brothers. We'll die for them. But it doesn't mean now I have to be them. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong. Do their derech. Learn Gemara like them. Steigl. No problem. But don't forget. V'al titosh Torat imecha. That's all I'm saying. It's not that difficult. You're bringing a new cult. New cult? What cult? I'm going back to my Shorashim. Okay, I grew up in an elementary school that gave me Sephardi pride. That's why I have it.
Where?
Orchaim. It's not around anymore. But because Shani instilled it in us.
Of course it's around. The schools are around now.
No, it's Zuckers. It's done. He instilled us. You know, the tzaddik fair, everyone had it when they were kids. He didn't allow Ashkenaz rabbis.
Oh.
Didn't allow. You know how we used to daven with our talit like the Ben Ishai and our ktafayim, not like this. He didn't allow. He was so ge'ed to be a Sfaradi, and this always stuck to me. Wow. Kodesh Kodashim. That's the way we have to walk on the streets. There's a taste to say. Tosefot. What is tastes? Even the tastes didn't say tastes. Right? Right? Rav Ashi. Rav Ashay.
Ashay?
Ashay.
It's not an Ashi at all.
No, learn how to say the Tanaim Amoraim properly. Rav Chazda. Not Rav Chizda. What's a Chizda? Comes from the word Chesed. Rav Chazda.
Tyro.
It's Torah. Not like how the Syrian says Torah. No, that's already
Shabbat, right?
Shabbat. You know what I mean? And why am I telling this? The Chasham, no, don't have. We're not trying to have and do pirudim. Love who you are, and this is where it comes back. When you love who you are, when you want to be who you are, then you can grow. If you're so busy trying to be somebody else, you're never gonna get there. Never. Like how we have a sickness in this community. We're making all the yeshivot into Ashkenazim. It's the worst thing you can do. The worst thing. You don't even know it. As you will get older, you'll realize.
What's the problem?
So I always say this scenario. Oh, your kids go to an Ashkenaz yeshiva. I'll tell you what the difference is. You ready? When you take a Sephardi and you put him in an Ashkenaz yeshiva, what does he know? He knows that he's Sephardi and they're Ashkenaz and they can coexist. When you take a Sephardi and you put him into a quote-unquote Sephardi yeshiva, which everyone wants to be Ashkenaz, what is he thinking right now? To be Sephardi is not good, I want to be Ashkenaz. Not only do I want to be Ashkenaz, the people that are running the school, they're not really even Ashkenazim. They themselves are Sephardim. They don't even know what it is really to be an Ashkenazi, and they make everyone mibulbal. They confuse the whole. They confuse everyone there. I heard it from a Litvak once. He said the worst kind of Litvak is a Sephardi that becomes a Litvak, because he doesn't know. Then he doesn't know when to stop, because Sephardim in nature are passionate. Ashkenazim in nature are cold. When you get a guy that wants to become into the cold culture, but he's so passionate about it, he becomes cold warm, which is the worst thing. Again, I'm not telling you this to put anyone down. Khas khalila. Know your lane. That's all I'm saying. Know your lane. When you know your lane, you can drive faster. When you want to go into someone else's lane, you get confused. You don't already know what car to drive and how to drive it. Let's get back to learning. I hate when we get into this stuff. And this is why. Matzinu bekama Tanaim, we found in a couple of Tanaim, ve'amorim and amorim, she'al davar kal hayu mit'anim. For something so simple, a simple sin that they did, they would fast. Taniyot harbe me'od, a lot of fasts. We see this in the Gemara right and left. I'm going to bring you, what's it called, hochachot soon. Kamo Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah, like Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah, shehaya matir shtiyeh para yotze birtsu'a shebein karnea. B'Shabbat v'chamim osrin. There was a machlok in Masachet Shabbat that what? Can a cow go mirishut l'rishut with a red string tied up on its horn?
That's not a person.
Huh?
It's not a person.
Oh. Your animal also has to keep Shabbos.
What?
Yeah, but keep Shabbos like
Your animal has to keep Shabbos. Can an animal go outside carrying that red rope that is not necessary for it on Shabbat? Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah said yes, and the Chamim said no, he's not allowed. Upam echad, at one time, Yatsa ken parato, his cow went out, a cow went out, shel shechimto velo micheba. His neighbor's cow one time went out, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, he hold it was mutar, the Chamim said it was asur, and he didn't tell anything to his neighbor. He should have told his neighbor, the Chamim made it asur, you cannot take out your cow like that. And what happened? V'hushchato shinav mipnei hatzomot al shelo kiyem divrei chaverav. His teeth, the Gemara says, his teeth became black because he didn't follow the ruling of his friends, the Chachamim. What does that mean? Whenever a person fasts a lot, his teeth start to rot. So they become, what color? Black. I saw this by a couple of times in the Chachamim, that the teeth start to get lines. They start to become black. From fasting so much, they don't show like they're fasting. They're fasting, and the teeth become black. So Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah used to, even though he held it was mutar, and the Chamim said it's asur, he did tshuva because he made someone be Michal Shabbat. I'm not telling you to go to that extreme right now, but I'm
What
giving.
before they did food?
One second, we'll get into that. You're running into a different tangent.
The same topic.
No, 1 second. Let's do this. V'chen Rabbi Yoshua Shamar, and so to Rabbi Yoshua that said, "Bushanei midvarchem beit Shammai v'hoshcharu shinav mipnei hatzomot." Rabbi Yoshua said, "I am ashamed of the words of Beit Shammai." Since he said that, since he said those words, I am ashamed of the ruling of Beit Shammai, he did tshuva on it, and his teeth also became black. Meaning what? He fasted many, many days because of that. Relax, don't be fanatic.
No.
I already read your mind.
No, it's
I'm reading your
possible
mind.
saying.
I'm reading your mind. Don't be fanatic. V'Rav Huna, and Rav Huna, Pam Echad, one time, nithapcha lo ritzua. This is really gonna scare you. His ritzua that he was wearing turned around like this. Shel tefillin, of his tefillin, v'tana memsumot, and he fasted 40 days.
Just because the strap.
Because this ritzua turned from the black side to the white side, and
While it was davening?
while it was davening, and people saw that.
Oh.
That's why some people have a minhag to do what? Double black.
To what?
Do double black, and to make sure you put it in your belt, like the Ben Ish Chai says, or put it in your gartel. The Ben Ish Chai wore a gartel. I want you to know that. Rav Kaduri wore a gartel.
Would you recommend
The
us wearing
Kafahayim. I'm not recommending
Really?
anyone to wear a gartel. Yeah. How do we know? How do we know? They used to have a scarf around there. Look at the pictures of the Ben Ish Chai. Look at the pictures of Rav Kaduri. They used to wear a long chalat, and they used to wear a scarf. That scarf is a gartel.
Isn't a belt good? Or
Yes, yes, you can wear a
Why
belt.
do you wear a gartel?
You can wear. Why? Because the same reason why on Shabbat I light with olive oil, not with wax. Because you want to do the mitzvah how? You want to do the mitzvah, not right, they're both right. You want to do the mitzvah to the highest hidur. I want to know that when I put my gartel, I'm separating my upper part of my body to my lower part of my body. It's a halakha shulchan aruch actually. If you don't wear any underclothes, if you're not wearing an underwear or a belt, you have to wear a gartel. That's not good enough. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
It's good.
I think so. Yeah.
Where's your suit from?
Right?
I'm serious.
I think-
want to know. Actually,
I think it's
have
good.
underwear,
Well,
though.
you're wearing an underwear. Yeah, so it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying if there was no underwear, it
Yeah.
might be cheap.
Why? Because they say that underwear is elastic.
But underwear, you don't think about
Ah! Do you also think about it when you wear a belt?
it. No.
Ah! So you ask me, why do I wear it? What? That's exactly why I wear it.
You have to think about the separation.
You don't have to, but you want to. No, guys, no, don't be fanatic, please. You guys want to feel when you're going to daven that what? What do you want to feel? You want to feel a way that you're going to daven. You're davening to Hashem. I'm going to daven to Melech Malchei Malachim. That's like a hachana to tefillah. Besides washing your hands before going into davening. You understand? That's why it's very important, Rabbi Say. It's very important. Oh, the guy's crazy. He's Hasidic. It's a Shulchan Aruch, Rabbi Say. It's halakha and Shulchan Aruch. What are you hacking a chainik?
Oh, I didn't get that in a while.
It's a halakha and a shulchan. So why do you wear it? No other one wears it. They're greater than me. They can remember. I cannot remember. What do you want from me? The chisaron is on me, not on them. That's why I need to wear it. It's my fault that I'm lower than them. I'm sorry. They learn Torah all day. I don't. Well, what do you want from me? I'm not telling you guys to wear gartels, not to become fanatic, have a cult. No. Do everything in your own pace. Everything in your own madriga.
Yeah, gartel's dope.
I think it's the dopest thing in the world, if you ask me. Yeah. I think it's good. I think we're gonna get some over here. Whoever wants can wear it. Okay, so just because his tefillin turned around, he fasted 40 days.
Ooh. You weren't listening.
Rav Huna!
You think how to make
Rav Huna!
40 days, Rabbi, that's crazy.
40 days! And us? Shem is... Different time, right? The Torah changes, right? Torah changed from the beginning, from when we got until now, different, right? If Moshe Rabbeinu would get the Torah, you know where he would get it now? You know where he would get it? In a restaurant. He would go into a restaurant and say, close the doors. 40 days and 40 nights. And make sure the waiters don't stop bringing in the food. 40 days and 40 nights. You know why? Because that's where we're holding of our Torah mitzvot. Since we're holding there, that's where we think. If we would think more b'kedusha, we wouldn't think that. V'kahenna rabot, and there's so many other examples like this. V'al yisod ze limad ha'arizal talmidav, and through this the Arizal taught his students. Al pi chokhmah hamet, according to the right and righteous learning. Mispar tzomot lekama avonot v'chataim. Through certain sins, he figured out how many fasts we have to do. How many fasts we have to do depends on which olamot, which shemot Hashem you're making a pagam. Through that, he made the mathematical configuration of how many fasts we have to do to metak in one sin. I think we're going to stop over here because here's the juice. This is where the juice is. I know.
We should have come from the Arab quickly. You said.
Boy side, you can start calling.
I would ask you a question.
Go ahead, sure, man.
It's not me that because you do because I'm sure like I'll be bored. Does the person have to go as fast?
No, of course not. No.
So it's Hasidut, no? Like
No, it's not Hasidut.
It's kind of bubble in the law.
No.
They have to fast like that amount
Yes,
of time.
yeah.
They have to fast.
Yeah.
What about the Shuvah?
Yeah.
No, I'm
You did the
I'm
tshuva. See, that's what happens when you're not here from the beginning of the classes. You came once, you leave twice, you come once, you leave fifth time. So I answered you. Tshuva, you did right.
Yeah.
You want to do tikkun? You don't want isurim? You don't want problems in your life? You don't want to go to the next world and go with a stain? Then don't do tikkun. It's good enough you did tshuva. It's good enough you did tshuva.
1 second. One second. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
A question.
Kasha.
A she'ela.
There's a kasha.
I was thinking kasha.
All the look fucks gonna go with
I have a
things.
she'ela.
They don't
1 second.
believe
Don't we
in
know
that.
that the
100%.
tikkun is, Rabbi, don't we know that the biggest tikkun...
Sfaradim and Hasidim too. They're not.
Saying we
They're not
don't-
exempt.
Oh, 1
They don't
second.
talk
I
about it.
asked that question, brother. Did you ask? 1 second. So the question is, I'm saying, as I was taught, maybe it was
Just ask the
wrong teaching. No, I have to say this first. We know that the biggest tikkun is to learn about it, to learn it. Like
He just answered.
No,
He
he's
just,
saying something else. To learn what about the sin?
No, he's saying to
Yeah,
learn about the
to
sin.
learn to-
It's like
they
a
say-
to learn about the sin in order never to sin again.
yeah,
Okay.
Think about it. Like I feel
Correct.
like that is the is not the tikkun.
That's not a tikkun.
No.
That'll help you stop.
That helps you to prevent
That's
from.
the only way to-
It's like someone going into a 1 second. Someone going into a antique store, right? And you go around and you're like, why is this thing expensive? Look at it. And you just touch it. What happens? Because you touched it, you ruined the painting. What happens now? You ruin the value. The owner goes, get out, read this book, understand what every artifact is, and then come back. You read the book, now you come back. How are you gonna look at this stuff? Wow, this is 100 years old. This is 4,000 years old. It looks like a piece of garbage. But what? Since you learned about it, but now that you learned about it, that paint that you ruined, is it went back in value? Yes or no? No. You need that value to go back. How do you do that? You gotta rectify it, you gotta fix it. So Rabbeinu Ari says, you know how you fix it? There are certain things you have to do. Vidu is tshuva. There's tshuva and tikkun.
Regret.
That's tshuva. That's tshuva. Tshuva is regret, leaving the sin, saying sorry, and never doing it again. Tikkun is all that, plus ta'aniyot, sigufim, mikvah, and so on and so forth. Tzedakah is a huge part of it.
Doesn't Ravadia hold it?
What's
Sigufim is like other things on fasting.
Chains.
Golden
I'm
sun.
not so sure, but I'm saying, does Ravadia hold that the person has to fast nowadays?
120, bro.
Rabbi, yes, the fast one.
And also, does Ravadia have to hold that?
Oh, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. Has nothing to do with like Yaakov Hillel, has to do with the Ben
Every
Ishai.
single night, 3 times a day, since eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, he's gonna have to fast for 100 years now.
I'm saying they also learn Torah. They also learn Torah read.
I know we're gonna bring it down. We're gonna
Oh,
bring it
what-
down. But
you don't have any hope.
1 second. You know what the difference is? You know what the difference is? As we're gonna learn, those stuff that they held you don't have to do doesn't apply to you. You know who they apply to? Someone that's shakul b'Torah. Someone that's shakul b'ta'avot doesn't apply to you. You have to fast. That's the difference. We'll get
But they'll just
we'll
say
get
to
into it.
teach
We'll get
him-
into it.
Get him to that level to learn Torah. That's what they'll say.
You live in Skaska.
But that's what the whole world does. They try to get people closer to Hashem by teaching them Torah. And say, learn, then you'll be mitaken everything, no? That's what we've been taught all our life in every yeshiva.
And what happens? Look at the world. Did anyone get mitaken?
I don't know. We don't know. We'll know when we die.
Rabbi, who holds Talmud Torah is the biggest tikkun? The Gra, no? Doesn't the Gra say that?
Everyone holds that. Everyone holds Talmud Torah is the biggest tikkun. Everybody. I'm not disagreeing with you. Everybody holds that. It's the greatest tikkun, you know, for what? To elevate yourself. But if you have a pagam, if you have a blemish,
Torah won't take that pagam away.
if you unless you learn fully lishma.
So we have to work on getting to that level
Yeah.
How
And
do you
I'm
do it?
telling you, by doing tikkunim, it's gonna help you.
to get to that level.
Yes. Because when you have chara, when you have crap on you, until you don't take it out of the stain, it's like a person saying, listen, in 2 weeks from now, the crap stain is going to blend in with the suit. So let me just leave it. But for 2 weeks, he's suffering from the smell of the crap that's stuck on his suit. So what are you gonna do, like a normal human being? He's gonna take it to the dry clean.
Isn't the tikkun for the next world, not for now?
It's for both.
Good
How come on
question.
Yom
Sounds
Kippur?
like a good
No,
question.
no, it's for both. I'll prove it to you. On Yom Kippur, what do we say towards the end of every davening? Forgive us, not by giving us isurim and pain. Look at your Yom Kippur Ma'azor. Lo alidei isurim. Why do we say
The
that?
Torah will get rid of the Yisurim.
Not the Torah.
No, I'm saying instead of doing.
So then, why in Yom Kippur don't we learn Torah all day?
Wow. That's a fire. Fire.
Let's close the Sidurim and let's learn Torah.
Checkmate, brother.
Full day Gemara.
That's a big slug. That's a straight
Wow, that
slug.
was crazy.
That's a straight slug.
Right? There's this. Why did the Jews in Har Sinai? They just got to Torah. Why did they pick upon themselves to fast? It's a doraita. The only fast that's a doraita. Why? It means something, right?
Right, since he gets posted all around things.
Right? That means there's something wrong. We're going into the weeks of Shavavim. I'm gonna tell you personally. Once I started doing this tikkunim and fasting and stuff, it helped me both physically and spiritually.
Alright, where do we start?
Because
Renee Aliyah, my G. That's it.
you have to.
I'm saying they're good.
Bro, oh my gosh, bro.
That's an ATM machine.
I'll explain to you. First of all, we're done for tonight. Thank you, Shkach. Let me explain.